Welcome back, guys, to another video. So this is my outlook for GJ for Monday, October 2025. So yeah, on GJ, like we said, we are at a high on GJ on the weekly time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, you can see that price has made a high because how I do my analysis, I do top-down analysis. So we start from the monthly, or we start from the weekly, then down to the daily, then 4 hour, then the 30 minutes, then you get entries are in like the 5 minutes or so. So yeah, but on GJ we're at a high. So price made this high here. So we are bullish, and then price made this high here. So this high now price is tracing to make a low, to make a higher low. Now on the monthly time frame, if we go to the monthly time frame, you can see that that zone is a strong resistance zone. Where price is at now is a strong resistance zone. Price has rejected of it several times. So now price is at that zone. There's every possibility of it rejecting of this zone here too. So that's where we are at. So now coming to the weekly time frame, you can see why price has been rejecting and being bullish. Now at this zone, see price has retraced back to here. Last week we even retraced back down to around 2007, something like that, 741. Now we then push back up, and now we are retracing again. So yeah, also there's also a psychological level 205 here. So that's also part of the reason why price has been retracing. Now this is the mid psychological level 0.500. So around that zone too, you can see that we are looking like the candles are rejecting of that zone, or the candles are trying to stay under this zone on the weekly time frame, and this is at a high. So now that's that for that. Now coming down to the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, you can see the whole retracement that we had. We had this push to the upside, then this retracement down here. All this happened last week, then we push back up here, and now we are trying to retrace again. So now, like we said, we are at a high. So price is trying to retrace so that we can get a new higher low. Then from there, price will push back up or continue bullish. Now on the 4 hour time frame, I've already entered the position on GJ. Yeah, so I've entered the position, and we're just waiting to see how that position plays out. Now on this, we can see clearly that what price did was, today we had a little bit of bullish movement, push back up to the zone. Now this zone here, this resistance zone that we had on daily time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, if we move back to previous data, we can see that that zone is a strong zone. Now price has rejected off that zone several times in the past. Now as you can see, around this zone, around that is this resistance zone that we had, it rejected. We acted as resistance here. Now at this zone, acted as a support, came back. Now at this zone, acted as resistance. So price has been rejecting this zone, has rejected the one 3 times now. Now presently we came back to that zone, so we push back today, Monday being Monday 10th, around Asian section. We push to that same zone, which price has been rejecting off that zone now, and we had this 2 hour rejection candle from that zone. Yeah, so on 2 hour we had this rejection candle, so price rejected off this zone, off that zone on the 2 hour. So that's why we entered this position. Also, this is also the third touch of this trend line. Now we have this trend line here, this trend line, and this is the first touch, this is the second touch, this is the third touch. Now price has rejected off this zone, and it came to the zone here, the third touch, and rejected of it. So that's why we had that position. So now we are looking forward to price dropping down to here first, or even lower to this zone around here. So now this position right now, I've set stops to break even. So because after this whole movement and price being under this zone, I don't think if price push back now to be and turns bullish, then I'm sure we are wrong on this whole buyer. So price at break even. So just watch and see how price plays out. Now, like we said, price is retracing. That's why I was looking for short position. Also, something else that made me enter those short position was, if you see, look at this zone, this price action here. Around here was last lower high price made on this retracement that price had here. This retracement that price right here had here. This zone here was the last lower high price made. If you go to 30 minutes time frame, it's more clearer. So on 30 minutes time frame, I had some, yeah, you can see the last lower high here. Boom. So this was the last lower high. Boom. So now we came back to that zone. If we had to put a support or resistance around that zone, you can see that price rejected of that zone of this last lower high, higher low, sorry, not lower high, I'm sorry, higher low, this last higher low zone that we had here. Price rejected of it here, and 30 minutes rejected of it. So once rejected of it, and we also rejected, had that 2 hour candlestick, 2 hour rejection candle, so we enter this position around here. Now see, this is how the position was looking like here. So this was the position. Now I'm having two. Boom. So yeah, this is the position here. So this is where we entered. As you can see, after that rejection, as soon as price rejected off that zone on the 2 hour, we enter the position. Now our first target will be 201.084. Now at that zone, we close out 80% of our position. Close out 80% of our position. But I see price dropping even up to 200, the psychological zone, the 2000 flat, 200 zone flat. So that's why I had this also. So 80%, we'll take 80% here, and then we'll allow the rest, we'll close the rest position, the remaining 20% and position around this 200 flat. So that's it on GJ. So yeah, as you can see, we see those position. Yeah, so I hope we understand the thought process behind all this, behind the we entering those shots and behind this whole position. We said price is retracing. Yeah, so price made a retracement. So after retracement, since price now is retracing on the higher time frame, like the daily time frame, we are looking for retracements. Price is retracing on the daily time frame. Now on the lower time frame, like the 2 hour and the 1 hour, it should be like a bearish movement. So all these now is a bearish, not that it will be a counter trend. So this is a counter trend. So on that counter trend, we are looking for position on those counter trend. Now those counter on the counter trend also have retracement happening. So that's why we had this position around here. So I feel this last this is where price has gone to retrace. So, and from here we should drop back down. So just hold on and see how this position plays out. So yeah, basically on GJ, just waiting for price to see if it drops. If it doesn't drop, then low key we might look for zones, but I'm expecting price to drop though. But overall we are bullish, so we entering this is like this is a counter trend trade. So yeah, we just wait and see how this position, how it plays out. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys, and I'm out. Please like and subscribe.